Okay, today we're going to be making some chicken fajitas. I've already got everything prepared, ready to cook, put together. And I've got about 2 tablespoons of olive oil in this pan, and I'm heating it up. I'm going to put the chicken in first. We're just going to let that cook for a minute. Make sure all the oil gets all around on everything. I don't put any seasoning on this because I'll have plenty of seasoning for it later. So what I'm interested in right now is just cooking the chicken. Stir it around, make sure it gets turned over, everything gets cooked to where it's totally opaque. Can't see any raw spots. This takes a couple of minutes. I have my heat on between medium and medium high. Just enough to give you a good sizzle that lasts even after you put the meat in. You don't want your oil in your skillet to get cold by putting the meat in, so that it'll sear this really good. It's almost there. I'm going to get a paper towel. And I'm going to put it on the plate that I'm going to use to put the chicken out on, so that the chicken can drain a bit. As you can see, this chicken is all cooked on the outside, very close to being cooked on the inside. So now I'm going to dip it out, put it on my paper towel plate. And let it set. You don't have to get every little piece of it out. After all, we are cooking all of this and it's going to all be cooked together. Get my plate ready. Put a little bit more oil in, about a tablespoon. Make sure it's all around the skillet good, so that when I throw the vegetables in, they'll hit the oil. I'm going to start with the onions that I cut up. I'm going to put them in by themselves first, because I want to give them a little head start over the peppers. Since they're a little bit harder, it'll take them just a bit longer. Okay, got them in there. Kind of mess with them a little bit, get them to separate. Spread it around. You can see it's already starting to brown the edges of the onion. That's pretty good. Now I'm going to put the pepper in. Really smelling good. I love the smell of sauteing onions and peppers. The only thing that's even better is when you throw a little garlic powder on it, or some minced garlic in with it, but I'm not doing that right now because I have those seasonings mixed into my seasoning mix for my fajita that I made from scratch. And I'll be putting those seasonings on it momentarily. Shake them up good again. Make sure they're mixed good. Smells so good. I'm just going to coat over the top. If I had to guess, I'd say a couple of tablespoons. Then I'm going to stir that up. Oh yeah, I'm mixing that fajita seasoning in there now. It's really beginning to smell so scrumptious. I'm getting so hungry, my mouth's watering. Now, I'm going to add my chicken back in. Stir that around good. Don't that look great? But we're not finished. Now, I'm going to coat the top of it with the seasoning mix again. Probably a couple more tablespoons. And I'm going to add about a quarter to a half cup of water. Stir it all around good. You can add more or less water, it's up to you. I never put more than a half a cup. We're going to let that saute in that for a few minutes. I'm going to put the lid on it, reduce the heat, and let it cook. Yeah, that's thickening up really good. If you make more so that you're feeding more people, you probably would want to add more of your seasoning and more water to have more sauce to cover everything. Okay, now we have that. What we're going to do at this point, is we're going to set this off to the side while it's still heating. I'm going to bring my iron skillet on. I'm going to turn the heat up to a medium high. Make sure it's dry. While it's heating up, we're going to get out some tortilla shells, fajita shells. We're going to start with 6. Check it for hot. It's getting warm. What I like to do when I feel like it's getting pretty warm, the skillet, I go ahead and throw a shell in. And I'll use that shell for measuring. Take a spatula and flip it. You see it start puffing a little bit. It's getting warmer. Don't want to let it get too warm. See, it's moving, puffing. That one's going to be fine. Throw in another one. And we continue to do these shells until we've done all 6. And then keep in mind the skillet's getting hotter as we go along, so they're getting warm faster. So you got to be quick, you got to watch them. The key is to see when they start puffing like this, you need to get them out, because they'll burn very quickly if you don't. And the last one, I'll go ahead and turn off my skillet, the heat. See, it's getting really quick, puffing up. Only takes a few seconds on each side and we're done. Now we'll move the heat back off, the skillet back off the heat. And I'm going to move my chicken back to the heat. Even though the burner's not on, still very hot. Doing very well. And we're going to put the rest of our seasoning on here. Stir it up really good. That, my friend, is done. Now we can put these together. For that feat, we have a plate. We have our fajitas. Dip up some chicken and fajita. And put it together. And we also like sour cream to go on it. So we're going to do that too. A little bit of sour cream. Fajita number 1. The next one. Some sour cream. Fajita number 2 is ready. They're just quick and easy to put together. There we go. 6 homemade fajitas, delicious, ready to have dinner. A little left over for later or for tomorrow. And that is how I make my chicken fajitas. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you later.